Hello, good evening. My name is Christopher Oluwatosin. I am going to walk you through this session, and we're going to talk about solving basic computer electrical problems at home. So please pay attention and let's see how we can all benefit. It is true that many appliances has been destroyed today by electrical problems. We notice that in Nigeria, in our country, we change a transformer many times, change of our appliances, the board of our TVs, the power IC of our laptops, the power supply of our system unit. These are very common things. This is because we have so much electrical problems. Even in countries where they have controlled electric supply or power supply, they still do have certain problems. One of such countries is US. In the book Electrical Injuries by Zamatis MR, Florix LA, and Lopez RA et al., this book says that 1,000 persons die every year in US due to electrical injuries, and 30,000 people experience electric shock because of electric faults that crop up at homes. Now imagine such controlled environment, compare it with our environment here. It means we need to be guided, we need to be trained, we need to learn how to curtail our problems, because if we don't, we keep losing so much money and so much life to electrical problems. Though I'm not going to talk about uh, major electrical problems, I'm just going to talk about little ones, those ones that happen at home and that has been costing us a lot of money. And these problems are divided into three. We have the blackout, we have the brownout, we have the spikes and surges. We are very familiar with the blackouts. Sometimes we experience power outage for 5 days, 1 week, 1 month, some locations 1 year. It's a common thing here. But you see, we are going to pay more attention to brownout, spikes, and surges. Brownout is what we sometimes call low current or low voltage. And this happens sometimes when our appliances are on and unprotected. When it happens, we find out that when the power supplied to these appliances are not equal to the required power supply that will run them, you find out that these appliances develop electrical faults. But in the case of spike and surges, that's an unexpected increase in the power supply. That has led to a lot of problems. Devices blow up, even the bulbs, your TV, your home theaters, a lot of things get bad as a result. And not just that, people experience certain injuries, sometimes fire outbreak, sometimes in extreme cases even death. So it's very important we protect ourselves. So how can we protect ourselves is the next question from all of this. It is true we do not have a permanent solution to blackouts in Nigeria for now, except you want to start using solar energy or you want to start running generator. But if you're going to depend on the public power supply by Jinkos and Discos, you would have to protect yourself. What can we do? We want to get a good stabilizer or UPS. It is also very important. Those who do electrical installations will tell you it's very good you have a circuit breaker. It's also very nice to have surge arrestor connected to your electrical outlets before plugging your devices. And we also want to have what they call the RCD, residual current devices, and RVDs, residual voltage devices. This helps to protect our computers from receiving residual current or residual voltage, as the case may be. We are using computer. I'll be using the term computer because it's an area of specialization. It's going to be a point of focus this evening. So in that case, what are those basic computer problems, electrical problems we have? Sometimes you notice after brownout or power surge, you want to boot your computer, you want to do something with your computer. You notice that sometimes it will not come up. Sometimes it does and freezes. Sometimes your computer boots and go off, and sometimes it would go off and on again. Then when it boots to Windows, it goes off again. Sometimes you notice that your screen goes blank. And sometimes you'd also notice flickering on your screen, like flickering images. Sometimes you see that your mouse and your keyboards are freezing while using them, and that has not been happening before the surge or before the spike or the brownout. So what can you do in such case? When this happens, it means those electrical problems somehow has created a problem with your computer which you need to solve. So how can you solve this? It's possible. There is residual current or voltage in your power supply or your motherboard. So how do you drain residual current out of your computer system? What you simply do is, step one, for a system unit that is connected to a monitor, those separate ones, not the laptop, you disconnect the system unit from the monitor, you disconnect the system unit from the keyboard, the mouse, and every other peripheral devices attached to it. Then you remove the power supply, that's the power cable connected to your computer. Ensure that your computer was shut down before you start removing those things. Shut it down first, remove all of those things, then open the computer, the system unit. Some of the casing of the computers are quite easy to open, some are not. Some you need a screwdriver to open. If you have difficulty opening yours, you can send me pictures of it and I'll tell you where to press and things to do to open it. Now, after opening it, locate the hard disk drive on the system, remove the cable that connects the hard disk drive to the motherboard, remove it from the hard disk drive. Then the connector that connects the hard disk drive to the power supply, remove also that connector from the hard disk drive. So when you do that, it could be, these cables could be SATA or PATA. It could be the flat one or the huge white ones. So when you remove it, you now look for the RAM. The RAM is always placed on the RAM slot, and it has two clips on both ends. So you remove the clips so that you can comfortably remove your RAM without damaging it, and you place it down. Then you turn your computer, go to the power supply, press the power supply for 120 minutes. Seconds. That is equals to 2 minutes to drain out that residual current or voltage that is making your computer not work fine. Okay, and if you have a laptop and you see those signs, those things we mentioned earlier, you remove the charger, then you close your computer and turn the back and remove the battery. Then you press the power button. Do not open it. It's not necessary you open your laptop to drain residual current or voltage, but just press the power button for 120 seconds, the same time for the system unit. Drain out the residual voltage, current, and replace it back and try it. It's definitely going to work. If the issue is just these ones, or are just these ones we've talked about, those signs you see. But if it does not solve, it means the damage has gone beyond just that. You can try it the second time. If it does not work, it means you have to see a good computer repairer so that they'll troubleshoot it for you. And we're going to have some of those troubleshooting sessions too as we continue to learn. But we're not going to take so much today. We're going to take this. I would appreciate if you could try this on your own. If you're able to do it, you could send me pictures and or videos of how you were able to do your own at home. At the same time, I would appreciate questions from you. If you have any questions relating to what we discussed today, or certain problems you're having with your laptop, which is not part of what we talked about today, I'll be more than willing to listen to you. Send questions relating to what we discussed today to the group, and send questions not relating to what we discussed today personally to me on WhatsApp. And I'm going to send a video of how to do all that I've said. So please watch the video and also learn from it. If you're having difficulties identifying the components of your computer, that is the hard disk drive and the RAM, please feel free to tell me. I would also send pictures of different types of form factors in the computer so that you know where to touch and where not to touch. Thank you so much. Please, I'll be sending the video to you shortly. Watch, and I'll be waiting for your questions.